Eric Reeves is a Sudan analyst and fellow at the Rift Valley Institute. He joins us now to talk about this from Northampton in Massachusetts. Thanks so much for being on the program. Eric, I'd like to start by just asking why the Masalit people, in particular in Western Darfur, where they make up a majority, are being targeted here.
They're being targeted because they're non-Arabs. It's as simple as that. We've seen the Masalit people persecuted mercilessly since the 1990s. They were a particular target when genocide began in 2003. But the violence in Darfur, it's important to remember, never stopped. We hear news reports in which we moved from 2003, when the genocide began, to the popular uprising of 2019. But violence continued that entire time. And what we're seeing is an upsurge of that previous violence in West Darfur. And we're going to see many, many more than 2 mass graves or 87 victims.
Well, the International Criminal Court has launched an investigation now into these mass graves, into the ongoing fighting. Will that really help those affected? Because the ICC right now doesn't even have investigators in Darfur.
That's right, and they won't. The rapid support forces won't allow it. Let's remember that the ICC issued indictments for a number of people in the al-Bashir regime, including an indictment for genocide for al-Bashir himself. Nothing has come of this. Only one man is in custody. His trial has been prolonged in a very strange and unhelpful way, undermining the credibility of the ICC. What we've heard from the ICC and the UN today is nothing more than expressions of outrage, demands for an investigation that they know can't take place as long as the RSF, the Rapid Support Forces, are in control of West Darfur.
How long, Eric, before all-out civil war in Sudan, or do you think that's already happening?
I think that's already happening. It takes different forms in different places, whether we're talking about South Kordofan, the various Darfur states, West Darfur, Central Darfur, increasingly North Darfur, Nyala, capital of South Darfur, in the east, in El Obeid and North Kordofan. It's everywhere. And Khartoum itself is, of course, the epicenter of the violence, although rapid support forces are, according to many accounts, now moving westward to Darfur, and their numbers will grow, and their destructiveness, their violence will also grow.
Well, this impact of this conflict in Sudan is being felt all over that region. Egypt is currently hosting a summit with other affected countries to discuss the fighting. Do you think that they'll be able to broker a permanent truce?
No, the rapid support forces have no real interest in negotiations of any sort. The previous negotiations and ceasefires have merely been a means by which they've resupplied themselves, reestablished command and control. We have to remember that the rapid support forces have regional supporters, including the United Arab Emirates, probably the most culpable of the regional actors. But General Haftar in Libya is also supporting the rapid support forces, and Libya is the source for many of the weapons that are being used against innocent civilians in West Darfur.
Eric Reeves, really good to get your analysis. Thanks so much for explaining that also well to us live there from the United States.